His first year here, he developed the Ball for Life program, which gave people some insight to where he was coming from, the way he was going to work with this program, and the youth that he's entrusted to. And then this past week, he made some comments at the SEC Media Days that I think got everybody very, very excited. And where he told folks the SEC is not going to have Tennessee to kick around anymore. So I think everybody's very excited to hear from our speaker today. He's here for his third trip, and Coach, I think he set a record today. So without any further ado, your football coach, Coach Derek Dooley.
Thank you. Was all these schools put a great emphasis on supporting our players academically. They put a great emphasis on developing them as players. But we sometimes lose sight of the personal growth that happens in a young man's life from 18 to 22. And we just assume that they're ready to take on the world. And they're not. And all you have to do is read ESPN.com every day to see if young people are ready not to make mistakes. And look, the journey through life continues on. 44, 54, 64, doesn't matter how old you are. So all we've done is created a program that's got a lot of components, whether it's character education, about making good choices, whether it's financial responsibility, about teaching them how to manage money and be fiscally responsible, which pretty much our whole country needs this program. Career development, helping them think about and network into a career outside of football. There's a spiritual growth component. There's a community service component, which you guys have seen. We just built another Habitat house. There's a NFL preparation component to help them through that process. And there's a personal branding component, helping them manage what people think of them, whether it's on Twitter or Facebook or interviews. So we put a lot into helping them grow as people. And the point of it is, we want them to take this 3 or 4 year experience and have tools and resources that are going to touch them for life. And that's why we call it Ball for Life.
Can you identify any specific reasons why the Southeastern Conference has won the last 6 national championships?
Well, it starts with we got better players than the other leagues, top to bottom. I mean, we do. That's a starting point, and that's not to take away. And the reason we have better players, in my opinion, is because of the fan bases that put so much into supporting the programs, the passion that the fans have, the financial support they give, which allows the schools to create resources around the players to help them reach their potential, whether it's in school, in life, in football. And so a player naturally says, I want to go to that place, because not only is it a great game day experience, I got everything I need to be the best I can be. And so really the fan base, it all starts there. If we didn't have that kind of support, financial support, you know, spirit, then you wouldn't be attracting these really good players. And then there's been a level of, you know, luck. I mean, there's a lot of great programs out there around the country, and the streak's going to end, and we'll probably say, oh, it's the end of the SEC. I mean, we love the drama, right? We can't wait. We want these streaks to happen, and then we want them to fail so you can generate something. So it's going to happen because there's programs around the country that have the same sort of fan base and resources, but we're just on a rare run. And we'll see how long it goes, and if it ends this year, it doesn't mean that the next year somebody won't be knocking on the door in this league. But it's just such an incredibly competitive league that it's allowed everybody to get better and better, but it makes it dang hard when you hit your bump, because clawing your way back to the top isn't easy. The assistant coaches. It's rare that you have the amount of turnover that we had and you feel like it was an extremely positive thing, because everybody say, oh, you know, you're just saying that, but it's true. And I think there's a couple of reasons for it. The first is, you guys know I hired Sal, who I had worked with in the past. Sal and I kind of grew up in the same system. and we're philosophically on the same page of what it takes to win, what it takes to play winning defense, what it takes to recruit and sign great players. And I think that alignment at the coordinator level, which I also feel like I have with Jim Chaney, is paramount because it permeates through the staff and the team. And so that's the first thing. And I think the second thing that has helped us is a lot of our coaches had worked with each other at prior stops. And so there's already a good personal relationship already built. Everybody didn't have to feel each other out. I can tell you this, these guys are incredibly invested in Tennessee. And they wanted to coach at in this kind of environment. And they came here at a time, if you guys remember, of course, there's a lot of external criticism going on surrounding the program, and they didn't flinch. And so it's really been enjoyable to spend time with the coaches, staff meeting, and doesn't mean there's not going to be some growing pains. We talked about it. We just had a meeting this morning about game day, and none of us have been through a game together, and so I was preparing them for some comments that I might say on the headsets that don't get affected. Okay, that's what we tell our players: don't get affected. And so it's better to go ahead and get them prepared for it so they don't panic on game day. Well, I think let me start by saying there's been a tremendous amount of growing pains that I don't care who is in charge because of, now I want y'all to think about this, all right? You take our highest profile sports, football, men's basketball, women's basketball, baseball, and then our athletics director, all right? I've been here longer than any of them. I want to think about it. I mean, we got on the plane for the Big Orange Caravan, and they're wanting me to show them the ropes, and I'm sitting there going, "Are you kidding me? Hell, I feel like I just got here." But I mean, that's frightening. Okay, now then you look at when you change a reporting structure from the system to campus. Now all the people that now are responsible for areas, whether it's the chancellor, the provost for whatever it is, academics, student affairs, everything's new. And we got new people here. And so creating a working dynamic it's work in progress, and it's continued work in progress. What I will tell you is the chancellor has been incredibly supportive of everything that I've asked him to do, but it's really in Dave Hart's. You know, what Dave has been so good about is he's managing all the issues as it relates to campus and athletics working together. And oh, by the way, we're going through a merger internally. So I don't think it's coincidental, you know, we're hitting the bumps that we've hit. When you have that much turnover, there's an effect. And so, but everything has been very supportive. We certainly aren't where we need to be in a lot of areas, but it's not from anyone saying no. And anyone from saying, I don't support you. It's more, let's get on the same page, let's do our diligence, and I think in the wake of the scandal that you've seen, I think it's a fair approach. So, you know, if it was up to me, I could make 38 changes tomorrow, but that's not really the right way to do it.